Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building. You already know what time it is, man. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. A lot going on in the nation. Once again, my apologies, you guys. I've been down and out for the past 4 or 5 days with the flu. It literally hit my whole house. Wife has not been able to go to work. Kids haven't been able to go to school. But I'm feeling a little better today. So I said, you know what? Let's talk about this hire for the GM spot. Let's talk about these potential OC candidates. We got some news today about a guy that we talked about last week that's supposed to be in the building here this week in Vegas. We're going to talk about that as well. But real quick, man, salute to everybody here in the building. King Record, all my people, man, wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to be active all day long, you guys. I'm doing a quick coffee and convo with you guys. Then me and Lil Bro Hammer are doing the presser today. And then me and Wasted will be doing the Graphk and Wasted show tonight. You know how I do, man. I missed 4 days. Well, guess what? I'm going to hit them with back-to-back shows. It's the only way, man. Salute to everybody. Yeah, hey, SinCal, I got 2 10-year-old boys, man. They bring everything home from school. And you already know how that goes, man. Salute to my brother LV Maximus. Yes, this is your guys' show, man. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Get your questions in today. I'm going to need as much help from you guys as possible because I cannot, hold this show down on my own. So make sure you get those questions in. But let's talk about it. Yesterday, the news broke that our Raiders went out and signed general manager Tom Telesco. I know Wasted kind of talked about it, alluded to it on his show. I was going to go live. Like I said, I didn't have any voice yesterday. I couldn't do it. But I got some information about that early in the morning. So I had 2 people reach out. Actually, someone from Vegas and then one of my boys on Instagram that I've been rocking with, one of his sources that works for the higher ups, hit me up around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning and said that Tom Telesco was going to be named the guy. I'm gonna be real with you. It was kind of a shocker, right? We all assumed it was going to be Champ Kelly. We're going to keep it in-house. In blase blah. But when AP got the job, I think Mark got very, very afraid of having, once again, a first-time head coach and a first-time GM. And at the end of the day, experience prevailed. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but at the end of the day, this guy, Tom Telesco, has 11 years of general manager experience. He has more experience at the general manager position, you guys, than any other general manager that we've ever had. Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, it does not matter. This guy has way more experience holding that title than anybody. And to be honest with you, this is the first time that we've actually hired a GM that's actually had some general manager experience. Reggie McKenzie, first-time GM. Mayock, first-time GM. Ziegler, first-time GM. I mean, the list goes on. At this point, Mark said, you know what? If we're going to go with a first-year guy with Antonio Pierce, let's at least bring in a guy that has some experience that can develop talent, or not develop talent, but identify talent, draft well, which he did with the Chargers. I know a lot of people are out there saying, he drafted this guy, they ended up hurt. Well, look, man, that's not his fault. It's not his fault by any stretch. It's not his fault that Derwin James, got the injury bug, that Keenan Allen got the injury bug. It's not his fault. He identified the talent. It's not his fault that Staley was terrible. You know what I'm saying? They have one of the worst owners in football with the Chargers. So I'm excited to see, Tom Telesco come in this building with all of the history, all the experience that he has, and help Antonio Pierce. Help him by any means. And I mean by drafting well. You know what I'm saying? By surrounding the right pieces around him in order to make Antonio Pierce's life that much more easier. You know what I mean? So I get it. I know a lot. The Chargers sucked and blah, blah, blah. And they're always paper champs and blah, blah, blah. I agree with you. Year in and year out, they're paper champs, right? They got Bosa, they got Khalil Mack, they got Herbert, then they go draft this whole offensive line. They go get the Zions, they go get the Slaters of the world, and they still shit the bed. Well, a lot of that comes back down to coaching, you guys. A lot of it does. Also, a lot of that salary cap hell that the Chargers are in, that's not because of Tom Telesco. He is not the one that was holding the books, that was in charge of the books. That's not him. And one thing that we need to realize also is with him being in Vegas, he's not going to be doing that either. That is Delaney's job. That is not his job. He will be coming in to identify talent, putting the proper pieces together and overlooking this whole thing. But he is not the one that is going to be out here putting us in salary cap hell like the Chargers are right now. Let me see, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. Salute to Wade. Now let's bring Mac home. Now, Wade, I'm cool with this, right? But I don't think that he's going to take any type of hometown discount. I know he's 33, 34 years old. Excuse me, you guys. I still think he's going to want one more big paycheck, big paycheck. And after having the year that he had, 16 sacks and all the production, I think that someone's going to pay him. And the way that Kuntz performed in the latter part of the year, 8 sacks, 1 more year left on his deal. I'm cool with bringing Maxx and Kuntz back as that 1-2 punch. So unless Khalil wants to take this massive hometown discount to come home and finish up where he started, which I don't see it happening, I would love it. But nah, he's going to go get a big deal somewhere because of the production that he put up with the Chargers. I mean, he's going to go get a massive deal somewhere else. Even if it's just a 2-year, 3-year deal, he'll definitely get a nice deal elsewhere. Salute to E. Lee. Glad you're feeling better. Appreciate you, family. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute to RS. Just popped in, Graphk. How do you feel about the hire? Initially, I was a little confused. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the thought process behind it. You know what I'm saying? This is Mark saying, I'm going to do something different than what I've been doing because it hasn't been working. And that's bringing in a guy with a lot of experience like Tom Telesco. So, me personally, I had Ed Dodds. I wanted Ed Dodds to be our GM. I wanted to keep Champ Kelly, which a lot of people are freaking out. Champ Kelly is still under contract, you guys. He is still under contract. So right now, technically, he's the assistant GM. I know Carolina already brought back their guy. That was one place where I heard that his interview went really well. So they're not hiring him. There's only a few spots left that need a GM. So to be honest, I don't think that Champ goes anywhere. I think if Telesco is cool with it, I think that he sticks around and he's the assistant GM and he stays in the building. So, but I definitely thought of Ed Dodds. That was my guy. I have a weird feeling that he is going to be that next big guy at the general manager position in the NFL. I have this nagging suspicion that Dodds is going to be that dude. But I'm okay. I'm okay with this. Like I said before, man, experience trumps none. You know what I'm saying? In 11 years at the GM spot. And then not even just that, you guys. I'm not here to go over resume and all that other stuff, to be honest, because everybody beat that to shit yesterday. We can go over his draft class. We can go over his resume with the Indianapolis Colts, where he helped draft Edgerrin James and Andrew Luck and all that other stuff, right? We can do all that. I'm not going to sit here and do that. At the end of the day, this guy has a lot of history, a lot of experience, and I'm okay with this. I love it. Everybody give this guy an opportunity to get this thing right. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say something real quick, too. I don't know who went out there and created this false narrative, created this rumor. Salute to Primos. He asked about me this to me today on Instagram about Champ Kelly not getting the full-time job because of him saying he wasn't going to trade up from 13 to go get a quarterback and that he was running with Aiden O'Connell at next year. False, false, false. That is not real. It is not true. I hate that people say shit like this because that can affect Champ Kelly getting a job potentially in the future. Okay? Point blank, period, the end. I like Aiden O'Connell. I think that he can be a great backup for us, a guy that can come in and win us some games if our starter goes down. But there's no way, in no world would Champ Kelly enter an interviewing process to get the job, to be that to remove the intern label and say, oh, the first thing I'm going to do is stay at 13 and run with Aiden O'Connell. Come on, man. At that point, you're pretty much asking to not get the job. That is false. That did not happen. We have to stop putting stuff like that on our guys. Champ is still under contract, but at some point, he's going to be out looking for another job. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of shit can stick to his jacket and make him look like, oh, you know what? I'm good. If he can't identify the quarterback position, I am cool. We have to stop doing that shit, man. It is a rumor that needs to be killed. It did not happen until I hear someone of Mark Davis or Richard Seymour or Sandra, one of those people in that building, come out and really say it, which they wanted. Kill that. I don't know where that came from. Let me see. Salute to Raider Pace. Jair Alexander seemed to be saying goodbye to Green Bay's fans in a post yesterday. I can see us possibly getting him. Can you imagine Jair, Nate, and Jack as our corners? I seen it, Pace. I believe Green Bay can save, roughly like $38 million, somewhere around there, if they move on from the lockdown corner out there in Green Bay. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they keep him. He is a great, phenomenal talent, top 5 corner. I would love to have a talent like Jair Alexander, a guy that sharpened his sword a lot with our leading wide receiver, Devontae Adams, with their time in Green Bay. But me personally, I don't want to spend that kind of money, Pace, on a Jair Alexander. I don't want to do it. I think we need to. One thing that Tom Telesco is going to do is he is going to attack the trenches. You see it in his drafts. He went and got Tully last year in the second round out of USC. He's the one that drafted Bosa. You know what I'm saying? He went and got Jerry Tillery. I know that didn't work out for him. But, Zion Johnson out of Boston College, Rashawn Slater, we already know, like, this guy is going to attack the trenches. I want to save some of that money to identify that defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? I want to save some of that money to potentially identify that right tackle. I wouldn't want to spend that kind of money on a Jair Alexander. I think that Jack Jones is going to end up developing and being one of the best corners in the league. You heard it here first. I'm saying it right now. You look at his tape. This guy is a phenomenal talent. He just needed someone to help put it all together, and Antonio Pierce is that guy. So I love it. Been a fan of Jair Alexander since his days in college, but me personally, nah, I'm good. I think we have other needs. We can go get another corner in the mid rounds in this draft. It's a pretty corner deep class. I'm good. Salute to my guy, Raider Pace. Salute to John, my boy. Can't keep a sick guy down. Got Graphk out here live with the boogie paper in his hand. Love you, bro. Dedication. Love you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. As always, John. Salute to you guys. Yeah, I feel like shit, but I'm here. It is what it is. Salute to my brother, Josh T, on becoming a member. I appreciate you, brother. If you guys want to become a member, like Josh, hit the link. It's pinned up top. And like Victor as well, it's one of the best ways to support the channel and what we do over here at OLV Raiders Network. Salute to you, Victor. Appreciate you, brother. And salute to my guy, Primos. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you for killing the Kelly rumors. With more research on Telesco, I am liking the hire. Let Telesco and AP cook. And I don't know if you guys seen this. Salute to my guy, Primos. Them walking in the building today. So the presser is in about another hour and a half, I believe, right? Them walking in, embracing each other. I'm excited about this. The signing was done, you guys, the night prior. It wasn't just yesterday. The night before the second interview, Tom Telesco, that was his job the night before, according to the source that my source that told me. He had the job the night prior. Him and AP sat down. They wanted to see the fit, see how they got along and whatnot, and it worked. So simple and plain. It looks as though these guys are going to be that 1-2 punch moving forward. I'm excited about it. let those guys cook. Salute to my guy Primos, man. We're going to talk about it, Compton. Hey, Graphk, is the DA wanting Kirk Cousins? So DA was on a podcast. I forgot what it was called. My apologies. Great podcast at that. And he pretty much just gave Kirk Cousins his flowers. I don't think that he was out there saying, go get me Kirk Cousins. I think he was just, giving a guy that, has played at a high level in the NFL for as long as Kirk Cousins has, the finesse god. This guy has continuously finessed team after team with big-time contracts. Salute to Kirk Cousins. But I just think he was more along the lines of giving him his flowers. I don't think he was saying, go get Kirk Cousins by any means. I mean, I've seen this offseason, Compton, Devontae give, Kirk Cousins love. I've seen him talk about, Jaden Daniels. I've seen him say Aiden O'Connell is great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this guy is a professional. He's going to always give everybody their flowers, give everybody their respect. No, it's a rumor. In no shape or form did he go out there and say, go get Kirk Cousins. And to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to have the money to go get a Kirk Cousins. This guy has been proven to go get a bag. And I think that Minnesota is going to pay him, or another team, that may need a quarterback, may overpay. But I don't think that's us. We still have Jimmy G under contract. We're going to cut him post June 1st. But some of that money's still going to be on the books. I don't think we can go out there and pay a Kirk Cousins a massive amount of money. Docs, do you want us to resign? I would love it. Bring Amik back, man. Bring the pit bull puppy back on an inexpensive 1-2 year deal. I'm all for it, man. Homegrown talent. A guy that we drafted ourselves, a guy that has been proven to make big plays, also give up big plays. We know Amik is that boomer bust guy. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to bring Amik back. Add some more depth to that cornerback room. Salute to 718. The other rumor, you're going to hear a lot of this. 718. Salute to my big bro, Stu in the building as well, man. My brother, man. I'm going to call you after this live, brother. You're going to hear a lot of this because there was a short list of teams that Russell Wilson wanted to go to after or before he left Seattle, when him and Pete Carroll, came together and the trade came together and he went to Denver. There was a short list of teams. I believe it was us. I think it was the Saints, was it the Bears, and I think like the Dallas Cowboys. Don't quote me on that, right? But we were one team on that short list. And you know what, 718? I think there is some legs to that rumor because he'll be an inexpensive option for us, and we're drafting at 13. I put this tweet out earlier, you guys, and this pertains to what 718 is talking about. We have to be realistic here about our options at the quarterback position, okay? Pipe dream: Caleb, Jaden, and May. I think those three guys are going to go 1, 2, 3. I don't think any of those three teams are going to trade out. They all need to identify a quarterback. The Commanders, they have Sam Howell, but they're going to move on. They'll keep Sam Howell. He's still on a rookie deal, but they're going to go get their guy. New leadership, they're going to get their guy. New England needs a quarterback. It's not Mac Jones. It's not Bailey Zappi. And then Chicago's going to move on from Justin Fields. That is definitely an option for us. But this is a list. Pipe dream: Caleb, Jaden, May. Realistic list: Penix, Nix, JJ McCarthy. Very possible list: trade for Fields. Last resort: get Wilson because he'll probably be a vet minimum, and I'm cool with that, and draft a quarterback in the second or third round and develop behind him. So, yes, you're going to hear a lot about Russell Wilson going to the Raiders because of not having to pay him a massive amount of money. Denver's going to pay him a shit ton of money once they release him. Sierra, Las Vegas, the residency, it just all makes sense. You're going to hear a lot of Russell Wilson to the Raiders, and I still think that's a last resort option for us. But from where we're drafting right now, 718, I'm going to be honest, it's a last resort type thing, but it's very realistic because we're on the outs right now with the top three talents: the Jaden, the Drake May, and the Caleb Williams. My apologies, guys. The new GM drafts talent. Factory outlet, my brother Half-Breed. Facts. And like I said, I'm not going to go over the list. I know everybody's already done it. But he has drafted a shit ton of talent for that Chargers team. They just have not been able to identify the head coaching position. And guess what? This time, you don't have to worry about it. We hired AP first and then brought Tom Telesco in. So let him go get the talent and let AP groom those guys and be that rah-rah guy and bring the best out of them. Salute to Half Breeze. Salute to my brother, man, Big Mike Raider. Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you back, bro. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, son. Thank you, my brother. Real talk. Thank you, sir. Raider Tim, great content as always, bro. Get well soon. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Salute to my guy, Ant. If we don't get a quarterback in the first round, what do you think about J.C. Latham? Look, they're going to start seeing a lot of different names because of where we're drafting at right now, Ant. I still want to focus on, people, Tom Telesco has not moved up a lot, you guys. He's not moved up in the first round a lot. I think he's only done it previously 2 times. Don't quote me on that, but I believe he's done it twice. He didn't have to move to get Herbert, right? He fell right into his lap. But this is one of those drafts where if you want to go get your guy, you're going to have to figure out, you're going to have to find you a trade partner, and you're going to have to see who wants to work with you. That's why I really, truly don't believe that Jaden is a realistic option at this point. I truly don't. But if we somehow, some way, if Tom Telesco says, I'm coming in here and I'm making a massive move to stake my claim as that guy, then so be it. It'd be great. I would love it. But I'm not against Ant. We're going to do a list. This is what we're going to do, Ant. We're going to do a show with mid to late round quarterbacks that we could potentially bring in if we sign a veteran instead of going to get one in the first round. How about that? Salute to my guy, Ant. And show, I just spoke to my little bro, Scout. I know a lot of people were asking me about why Scout has not been on the show. He's been busy. We've been working like crazy over here, with Shield Moore. So, but me and him were texting yesterday. Scout will be on the show again here soon, and we're going to talk about everything. Scout's tweeting away, Instagramming away. He has great insight on a lot of stuff. People, it's funny, we were just texting each other about, it's funny that people don't believe that we have sources, right? We don't brag about having sources. Shit just falls into our lap. You have ships with people, people tell you things. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to put on a great show for you guys. Scout will be on soon. But Austin Johnson, who played for PG, Sholo, man, what Austin Johnson? Let me see something. Is he a free agent? The defensive tackle? I'm going to do some more homework on him. Sho. And you know what? We'll save that question for when Lil Bro pulls up on the show. How about that? But I'm definitely going to do some more homework on him. He's 29 years old. A veteran defensive tackle that has played for the Chargers. So there's a connection there. 2G's podcast. I am Punchy. There you go. And Josh, yep. 2G's in a pod. There you have it. Let me see. Hey, bro. Salute to Chris. Appreciate you, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. Salute to my brother Intel in the building. Salute to my brother, man. Appreciate you. It's always good to see you in here, King. The Russell Wilson talk is coming back up, and it's going to go on until June. I'm telling you now, until Denver part ways with him, this is going to be an endless narrative that the Raiders are going to be interested in bringing him in. And Atlanta is a team that may look at him. That's going to be tied to him because Sierra's from the area. Our kids are out there. Blah, blah, blah. But I don't think that Atlanta goes the veteran route. I think they get a young guy. Let me see. And we do have Cliff Kingsbury coming in this week, you guys. He will be in the building this week. He's already had a few interviews. I believe he had one with the Bears, left without a deal, and then he went to Philadelphia. An interesting job because they have a lot of pieces on that offense, especially one of the best offensive lines in the league. I know Jason Kelsey is about to retire, but they have one of the best lines in the league. So that was an interesting interview, Cliff Kingsbury and the Eagles. But I'm hoping, I love Zach Robinson, the young kid out there with the Rams. That is my number one option. If we do not sign Zach, I would love to bring Cliff Kingsbury in. He will be in sometime this week. They have not dropped the date yet, but that is something to monitor moving forward. He will be in Las Vegas interviewing for the OC position. Salute to my boy Stu. I know he always wants a veteran. He says, forget going to get the young guy. Bring in a veteran. I got to get a show with my brother Stu. Salute to Big David Zahn in the building, my brother. Salute to John once again. Can't lose Graham, man. That man got this defense cooking. My other worry is OC. I don't want an ex-QB coach running the O. Seen interviews on BR. Man, but the thing is this, man, a lot of these guys that become these great offensive minds and become great offensive, or even great head coaches, they come from that. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you got to take a chance on some of these guys. I like Zach a lot. He's from that McVay tree. Great offensive mind. But I don't think Graham is going anywhere. I know he has a second interview with Seattle for the head coaching position. I think they're going to go another route. I do believe that at the end of the day, they may look at Mike Vrabel or they may look at Dan Quinn if he doesn't stick around in Dallas as the DC. He started one of the architects over there with the Legion of Boom. I think it's still a far-fetched situation that Patrick Graham gets the head coaching position, but that is the one threat. And I don't think that he makes a lateral move, you guys, and goes anywhere else to become a defensive coordinator. He's already went and got a lot of guys that fits what he does, fits his scheme. I do believe that Patrick Graham will be back. I do. I think that he believes in what AP is doing, the culture that he's bringing back to the Raiders. Patrick Graham said it himself that he's never had this much fun, coaching as he did with the Raiders. I do believe Patrick Graham will be back, John. I do. Salute to the 1,000 people in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's going to be funny, though, if Russell Wilson did come to the Raiders. All those fucking skits and shit that I did of Russell Wilson and all the skits I did on Sierra, it'd be real funny if I have to call him my quarterback. Hilarious. Let me see. Nothing right now, LT. Nothing. All they're doing is just talking about who is coming in the building and, who could potentially be the OC to take over for Bo Hardigree. Nothing yet, but Cliff Kingsbury, that is the update. Cliff Kingsbury will be in the building interviewing for the OC position like we talked about and like we reported on last week. He will be in the building this week. Salute to my dog, John, man. Gifted one OLV Raiders Network membership, man. I appreciate you, John, for everything you do for the channel, brother. For real. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you, brother. Very slim, Joey. Very slim, brother. Very slim. I'm going to be real with you. 10%. But there's still a chance, right? There's still a chance. I mean, it's a slim chance, but there's still a chance. You're going to have to figure out a way to talk New England or the Commanders or Chicago out of one of those top 3 picks in order to go get a Jaden Daniel. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I think he's going to kill the combine and only make his impact go even higher. He's definitely going to kill the combine. I mean, he's going to go to the underwear Olympics and absolutely destroy it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the athleticism, because of his legs. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a very, very slim chance. I know Antonio Pierce wants him. I know he coached him at Arizona State. I know the connection is there. I know he was in the building for the Broncos game the last week of the season. But you're going to have to find a trade partner and you're going to have to give up a lot to go get Jaden Daniels because he's only going to continue to build on that resume this offseason, and he's going to be in high demand come April when the draft hits in Detroit. Salute to my brother, Joe in the building. Salute, Graphk. I'm not a super big fan of Telesco, but I'll give him a chance. If he lands Zach Robinson, there you have it, or Cliff, and gets a win now QB, rookie or vet, then he's already proven himself at GM. Yeah, and the thing is this, Joe, what we've done in the past hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. Mark has got brought these new guys that have never had a GM position. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, a lot of guys need to be able to get that opportunity for the first time to prove themselves, and a lot of guys have, but it hasn't worked for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a major fan of Tom Telesco at all either, but 11 years of experience is way more than what Champ Kelly and Ed Dodds brings to the table. And, I think that scared the shit out of Mark to potentially bring in Antonio Pierce and bring one of those other guys in with no experience at all. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're right. If he lands Zach or Cliff 1A, 1B in terms of my OCs, and like you said, Go get a vet like a Russell Wilson or a Kirk Cousins, which is very far-fetched, right? Or go get one of the top guys in the draft. He's definitely proven himself, man. Salute to my brother Joe in the building. Mad vet. I mean, that's a simple. It's a simple answer, bro. That's Chris Jones. It's Chris Jones. I mean, he's probably going to command $30 million a year, but that is the guy, because not only production-wise, not only talent-wise, but you also weaken the best team in your division, the Kansas City Chiefs. So Chris Jones is easily the best defensive tackle in free agency. Then I go with Christian Wilkinson out there in Miami, in which I think that they're going to franchise tag him to keep him around. But I would go 1A, 1B right there. Salute to AJ, my guy. Docs, hope you feel better soon, brother. I appreciate you, King. Thank you, my brother. Salute to Max. Are we going to be in panic mode if no first-round quarterback? No, not at all, because at the end of the day, if you don't go get a guy in the first round, that means that we're probably going to go get the veteran guy, right? And in free agency, and then we're probably going to get a guy in the second, third, fourth round to develop behind him, and then we're going to have Aiden battle it out in camp. So I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to panic, but in a perfect world, Max, you trade up and go get your guy. The thing is this, though, you guys, at 13, it is going to be very, very hard to find a trade partner that doesn't want the farm, the house, the side apartment, the side chick's crib, the trap house, everything. It's going to be hard. So I think, Max, if you're already setting yourself up to panic if we don't get a quarterback in the first round, you may be setting yourself up for a panic attack, because at the end of the day, where we're drafting, it's going to be very tough to go get one of those top guys. But I'm not going to panic, man. Look, we're handling this thing the right way. We brought back our guy, Antonio Pierce. The culture is there. We got a guy, Tom Telesco, that has the experience to be the general manager. And now we're identifying the offensive coordinator, whether it's Zach Robinson or it's Cliff Kingsbury or another few guys on the short list of OCs that are coming in for an interview. But either way, I'm not going to panic. But in a perfect world, you go up and get one of those guys. Let me see. Gene, hey, man, I know a lot of people think, the air raid offense and blah, 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 and it doesn't work in the NFL, and he's more of a college type guy and so on and so forth. I don't think so. I think that if he's an OC, an offensive coordinator in the NFL, and all he has to do is call the O, I think that he will be a great asset to what we're doing out there in Las Vegas. Salute to LV. If we get Russell Wilson, AP will be fired in 2 years. Damn, bro. Why you say that? Why you say that, LV? Because realistically, if you bring in a Russell Wilson, you're only signing him for a year or two, and then you're developing your young guy behind Russell Wilson. So why would he be fired? I don't think so, bro. To be real with you, if you go get a veteran because you can't get one of those top three guys, I think that actually helps AP's cause to be the guy, for the foreseeable future. Because if you can't go get one of those top three guys, you know what I'm saying, and you go get a proven winner like a Russell Wilson or potentially a Kirk Cousins, I think that only helps his job. I don't think he's going to get fired in 2 years. I think the total opposite, brother. Salute to Old School, my guy. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 25,000 subscribers, and it's only because of you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. People need to stop complaining about our new GM. He is an upgrade over our last three GMs. Facts, man. How dare Mark Davis? And I put this on Instagram and I put this on Twitter. How dare you? How dare you hire the most qualified candidate to be the general manager, man? How dare you, Mark, hire the guy that has the most intel in the AFC West? 11 years of it. How dare you, Mark Davis? How dare you hire the most just qualified candidate to be the guy to take the job, as the GM? And people are tweaking out and not even realizing it, not even just for a second sitting here and thinking, oh, wait, Champ Kelly is still under contract. He's still in the building, you guys. He's still in the building. Salute to Old School. Yep, and there you have it, Graham. You can only hope that he shits the bed at the combine or he pulls an Eli Manning and says, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. And it's happened a lot. It's happened a lot. You know what I'm saying? In all sports. I mean, I seen Tyrese Halliburton do it a few years back with the Kings. He fell to like, what, 10 or 11 or something like that? He was a top 5 pick. His representation said, I want to go to SAC. So don't take my guy. Don't take my guy. I've seen it happen. I just don't. He's just so much of a talent, though, Jaden Daniels. And he has, like I said, he does have that boomer bust talent. But if it's boom, he could be a top quarterback in the league because of all the athleticism and all the talent that he possesses. So, but if he goes out there and says, don't take me, don't take me, don't take me, that may be our only way to figure out a way for Jaden Daniels to fall into our lap. But either way, we're going to have to trade up. There is no way in the world that he gets past the Atlanta Falcons. At where are they at? 7, 8, somewhere in that range? There's no way in any world that he gets up. We would have to make sure that we contact the Giants or contact one of those teams ahead of the Falcons to see if we can get up there. But there's no way in any world that he passes the Falcons, even if he tells teams that he doesn't want to go there. But yeah, I seen that, little bro. I forgot who was it that said it. It was Jeremy Fowler, I believe, right? Jeremy Fowler. The Raiders need a vet, and they are one of Wilson's original teams he wanted to go to. An NFL executive told Fowler in a January 24 column, he'd stay in the AFC West Coast, and Sierra can do a residency as a live performer. So there you have it. That was Jeremy Fowler on the case in terms of Russell Wilson to Las Vegas. Salute to Jose, my dog. Appreciate you on the $10 donation, my brother. I've been wanting Zach Robinson as our OC since we fired Lombardi and McDaniels. Salute to my guy. That is my favorite candidate at this point, Jose. Zach Robinson. You know, that is my favorite candidate right now as the OC. That is clear, my clear number one guy. And then Cliff Kingsbury's right after that. I can live with either one of them. What's good, you sick bastard? Salute, Faith. Hondo said some not so good things about Kingsbury as far as his leadership. I don't know. Maybe I got to bring Hondo back on and pick his brain a little bit. I've never heard anything too bad about Cliff Kingsbury. I know it didn't work in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know that, you know, he had to take on the job of helping develop Kyler Murray. I've heard that Kyler Murray isn't the easiest person to get to. You know what I'm saying? So there may be Cliff may just not be made out to be an NFL head coach. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't have to take on that kind of leadership as an OC at the NFL level. But I'm definitely going to reach out to Hondo, man. I got to get him back on the show. We were just texting a few days ago. I got to get him back on the show. Salute to Bryant. How you feel about getting Kirk Cousins? I just don't want to overpay for a veteran guy, Bryant, especially coming off of the injury that he sustained. Isn't Kirk like 35, 36 years old? I know he was playing at a high level before he – what did he do? He ruptured his Achilles? Something like that? But me personally, Bryant, I'm cool. Right now is the time to go get a young guy. And if you're going to get a veteran, it would be Russell Wilson because of how inexpensive he would be. And then you can just allow your young guy to develop behind him. This is the thing. If you don't get a Jaden Daniels, or you don't get a Michael Penix, right, or you don't get one of these other guys, the Drake May or the Caleb Williams of the world, you may have to get a J.J. McCarthy. You may have to get a Bo Nix. And at that point, I think you need to go get a veteran like a Russell Wilson, not Kirk Cousins, because of the money aspect, and allow one of those young guys to learn behind him. Salute to Bryant. Salute to JC. Do you think JJ will come back with AP becoming the head coach? Yes, JC. I think that's going to be one of his first things that he wants to do. But it's going to be interesting, JC, because we all know the admiration that AP has for Josh Jacobs. He said numerous times, countless times, that he is the heart and soul of this team, right? But you now have a general manager that has went out and got Austin Eckler as a UDFA, right? So he may be able to identify a running back in the later rounds or potentially as a UDFA and say, we're not paying that kind of money to a Josh Jacobs. So it's going to be interesting what the dynamic is going to be like in terms of Josh Jacobs between AP and Tom Telesco. But I think that AP is beating the table to bring back Josh Jacobs. I know how much he values him at the running back position. And not just that, but the leadership role he provides in the locker room. Salute to Max. If AP wants to Raider way, bring Bill Romanowski in as the LB coach. That shit would be hilarious, Max. I'm going to be real with you, brother. I don't think that would ever happen, and I don't think that that would work. I think Bill would probably rub a few people the wrong way in that building. I love him. I love Bill Romanowski. I met him at the alumni party with Stu. Good dude. But that motherfucker is insane. He's insane. I don't think it will work. Big Pern, I think by the day it's becoming a lot more realistic. I do. I believe it's becoming way more realistic that we're going to be one of those teams reaching out for Justin Fields services from Chicago. It's going to be us in Atlanta. And Atlanta is the only team that scares me because if they miss out on one of those top 3 guys, they may give up their first round pick to go get a Justin Fields because he fits the trajectory. He's young. I think he's only 24, 25 years old. They'll have the money to extend him another year or two. After this upcoming season, after the 5th year option, they'll have the bread to pay him a massive amount of money. They have a lot of young talent to put around him, the Drake Londons of the world and, the Kyle Pittses of the world. You know what I'm saying? So the one team that scares the shit out of me is the Atlanta Falcons in terms of Jaden Daniels and Justin Fields, because I think that will be the one team that could potentially say, you know what, we're going to give up a first. We're going to give up a first to go get Justin Fields. But if it is old man Hoodie Bill calling the shots in Atlanta, it won't be Justin Fields. If it's Jim Harbaugh, which is supposed to apparently have a second interview with them, apparently it was supposed to be today, then they changed it. Now it's going to be another time. I don't think it'll be Justin Fields. But Atlanta definitely scares the shit out of me. I think it'd be between us and Atlanta in terms of the services for Justin Fields. Salute to my guy, Gio. I can't get excited about Telesco. Always felt the Chargers rosters were overrated. Quentin Johnston and Kenneth Murray picks scare me. I don't know, man. Well, I was a fan of Kenneth Murray in college. And, bro, Q was the right pick. I'm sorry, you guys. I know Q had an up and down season. He was probably my number 2 wide receiver on the board in that draft out of TCU. There was the right pick. Keenan Allen has always been, all those receivers out there have dealt with injuries back-to-back years. I thought that the Quentin Johnston pick was a solid pick for him. It just didn't really work for him. Their offensive line was a little beat to shit this year. You know what I'm saying? But only time will tell, Gio. Q, this is year 1 for him. Kenneth Murray hasn't had the greatest career, but he hasn't had the worst career. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I would take both of those guys over a Damon Arnett at this point, right? I mean, in terms of talent, I wouldn't take them over a Henry Ruggs, but we've seen what happened with that. So at this point, I would take both those guys over Henry Ruggs, right? I would take both those guys over Jonathan Abram or Alex Leatherwood, right? I mean, so at the end of the day, I get it. I understand why people are not excited about the pickup. My apologies. My dog is over here getting her drink on while I'm live. But at the end of the day, man, allow Q to develop a little bit. You know what I mean? He was still sitting behind those 2 guys, those 2 stars out there at the wide receiver position. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my guy, Gio. My big bro, LV Maximus in the building. Salute to the 1,300 people in the building. I appreciate you guys as always. And I will be live once again here shortly for the presser. I will be live with Hammer. We will be simulcasting the presser with our new head coach and our new GM. So stay tuned. And also we'll be live once again tonight with me and Wasted, the Graphk and Wasted show. Yeah. Primos, Eckler was a UDFA. Facts. George, you know who does love Sincere. That's my guy. What about Baker Mayfield? Seems like a cheap option. He's not going to be a cheap option. He definitely outplayed, that contract that he signed out there with Tampa Bay. He's going to get a nice deal this offseason. I think he goes back to Tampa Bay, to be real. I do. I think he's going to go back out there, Bro, I mean, shit, he won them a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually went out there and did his thing. Salute to Baker Mayfield. But I don't think he's going to be a cheap option. Wade, I think he's going to get paid a nice a nice amount of money, and I think he'll return back to Tampa Bay. I don't think that Baker Mayfield will be an option for us. Salute to Chris, my people. Graphk, do you think Dodds will now disregard the Raiders in the future as he's interviewed 3 times now, or did he just want to end up with Harbaugh? Well, you know, a lot of people right now are already giving Harbaugh the Chargers job. They're one of the only other teams that hasn't identified their GM yet. So, you know, we know the connection there with Ed Dodds and Jim Harbaugh in the early 2000s with the Oakland Raiders under Al Davis, right? But to be real with you, Chris, if he doesn't find a job, and it's still early, if he doesn't find another job at some capacity with the Raiders, I do believe it's a wrap. I don't think Dodds will be returning at all. I think that, you know, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or shame on me. What is it? Fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Whatever that saying is, I think he's done. I do. So if we don't make him, you know, or give him another title and keep him in the building, which I don't believe we will, I think he will probably return back to the Colts. He's still under contract with them. But if he doesn't take that Chargers job or they find him another title with us, I do believe that Dodds will probably be done with us at this point. Yes, we will be covering it. Definitely. Salute to everybody here in the building. I mean, SinCal, I would hope not, right? I couldn't even imagine him coming in the building and making a drastic move like that, just getting rid of our best player. Let me see. Salute the coach on the $2 donation. I appreciate you, family. And salute to the 1,300 people in the building, you guys. I appreciate you guys. Once again, my apologies for my voice. I'm crazy sick. I have the flu. I've been down and out for the past 4 days, but I couldn't take another day without talking to you guys, man. So salute to you guys for being here with me. Let me see. Salute to Mondo, that content. Salute to my guy, man. Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you, man. And you know what's funny? I did that interview with the New York Post, full-blown flu, like full-blown in the middle of being sick, and I couldn't cancel it, man. So I just had to do what I had to do, and it ended up coming out pretty good. So salute to the New York Post for having me on for the 3rd consecutive time. That's my newfound family over there. Anytime some Raider news drops, you guys, and it's New York Post related, I'll probably be over there rocking with my guys, man. So salute. Let me see. Hey, man, sometimes you got to thug it out, Tim. Sometimes you got to thug it out. Let me see. Aaron, that shit was hilarious. Trading up for a QB prospect, round one. Oh, wait, QB first round prospect. Who would you trade? What do you mean? What do you mean known? Or what do you mean unknown? Do you mean what player will we have to tie to that in order to make it happen? Because we're not going to connect Devontae Adams. I think if you have to put one of your top players out there in order to move up, if to get one of those guys, it probably would be Colton Miller. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. But if you had to trade one of your top guys, it's not going to be Hunter Renfrow. He has not done anything, these past few seasons. If you have to give up some top talent, it'll probably be Colton Miller at the left tackle position. Real talk. Chicago can use some talent on that O-line. The Commanders can use some talent on that O-line. You know what I mean? But I don't think that that's enough. Flu game. Facts, my brother. That flu content. Salute to my guy, man. Robert Hicks, I appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Well, the thing is this, Black Tie. I don't think that his value is on a decline. I know he was dealing with that shoulder injury. Missed a few weeks. But I don't think he's declining. I think he's still our most valuable asset on the O-line. I just think that Mumford showed that he could potentially play at a high level on the left side. You know what I'm saying? He played some left tackle at Ohio State, our 7th rounder for those, who don't know, Thayer Mumford. But he actually played pretty well at left tackle. And The thing is this, though, if you move on from Colton, you have to identify you may have to figure out the left tackle and the right tackle position if Mumford isn't the guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just saying if you had to remove one of your top talents on this roster in order to move up and get one of those top guys, I'm assuming it'd probably be a Colton Miller. I would love Mac to be back, you guys. I would love it. If you trade for Justin Fields, Jordan Travis is a must. Salute to Raider Lux. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that, brother. He said, go get the young guy to Florida State. I'm not against that. Salute to Corey. I appreciate you for becoming a member, family. Means a lot, King. If you want to become a member, like Corey, it's one of the best ways to support the channel. Hit the link. It's pinned up top. Raider X, is Kingsbury the front runner for OC? I don't think so. I don't even think we have a front runner at this point. There's a few different candidates. I think personally it would be Zach Robinson. I think it'd be the young guy, out of LA, Sean McVay's guy. I think personally he would be the front runner, but there was a lot of rumors and rumblings about Antonio Pierce wanting Kingsbury to be his guy as the OC. So if that's what your head coach wants and the GM, when their philosophy matches up, then it might be Kingsbury. It may be. It may be. But right now, I have not gotten any information. No one's told me anything about who's the front runner at OC. But I know that they like Kingsbury a lot and that he's definitely someone that may get the job. Salute to Martin, my guy. Let me see. No, John, I don't. I don't think that he gets that job in Seattle. I don't. Not saying he doesn't deserve it. I just don't think. I think that Seattle's going to value the potential of bringing in Mike Vrabel or potentially bringing Dan Quinn back home. So I think that Graham will be back in the saddle as the defensive coordinator in Las Vegas, and him and AP are going to continue that trajectory with that defense going upward. Salute to my brother Rube, as always. Appreciate you, man. What time does the presser come on, you guys? I got to send Hammer some information. Let me see. Is it in 30 minutes? I got to set this up. I got to set it up. Salute to my guy, Gio. I think they picking the OC's brains in all the interviews, trying to see what offense would fit the current roster and what their ideal quarterback would be. I agree, Gio. I agree. You bring in a Cliff Kingsbury, you can talk to him about a very far-fetched situation, but you can talk to them about Caleb Williams. You can get intel on him. You can bring in, this guy has a lot of intel. A lot of intel. You could pick his brain about some of these other guys that's coming up in the league as well. He's played against the Michael Penix Juniors, right? He's played against the Bo Nix or coached against them. So, you can definitely pick this guy's brain in 30 minutes. Okay. Dave Wheeler, I appreciate you. I just subbed to your channel along with Wasted and Hammers. I appreciate you, King. Welcome to the family, man. But I agree with you, Gio. Still in the building. Going crazy. Okay, let me see. But yeah, you guys, I didn't want to do this show tonight or today. Excuse me. I didn't want to do this show just breaking down, Tom Telesco's resume and his experience and the history and all that crazy stuff, right? We've all heard it and seen it online. We've all seen, a bunch of other content creators break down what he brings to the table. I just want to say this. At the end of the day, we hired the right man. We hired the right man. To be real with you, there was not really a list of other general managers that have those qualifications to be that guy, right? Outside of him. At the end of the day, we were going to have to take a chance on someone and hope that they end up being this next great general manager. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we signed a guy that has 11 years experience and then even more before he became a general manager. We hired the right guy. I know a lot of people may feel different. I feel personally we hired the right guy. We went and got a dude that is going to come in and instantly command everyone's attention, everyone's respect because of what he's done at the NFL level. So, Pastor Raider, what's good, brother? Definitely whatever you need, King. Yeah, well, we did it. We did the right thing. We hired the right guy. Let me see. Hold on. I seen something. Yeah. I'm telling you, hey, that is the one. That is the one. Any new swag ideas incoming? Hired AP, thick 6. We're definitely working on some things. I took the website down for a little bit to add some new stuff. Stay tuned, Hug. Stay tuned, my brother. Salute to you on a $2 donation. But I've seen a lot of people killing the move. I've seen a lot of people, being upset about Champ Kelly not being the guy. I mean, I just really find it hilarious that people are acting like Champ Kelly is Howie Roseman. Like, I love Champ, love the move of bringing in Jack Jones, which I think was way more about AP than Champ Kelly. I'm going to be real. I loved him getting rid of Marcus Peters, even though I think AP had a lot to do with that as well. But I just find it hilarious watching people lose their shit and acting as though this guy has done a million things at the NFL level as a general manager. He was an intern for a few months. He didn't even get an opportunity to even prove himself. He hasn't gotten a chance to really do anything. You know what I'm saying? So at least we brought in a guy that has a proven track record. And if Champ stays on as the interim GM, I'm telling y'all now, y'all may not agree with me. He's going to learn a lot under Tom Telesco. He's going to learn a lot under Tom Telesco. Way more than he would learn under a David Ziegler, a guy that didn't have a proven track record at the NFL level. Yeah, I seen that Vic Fangio was let go, Intel. Keep an eye on Harbaugh. Keep an eye on Harbaugh. If he doesn't bring his young guy from Michigan with him to the NFL, if he does take the leap, keep an eye on Vic Fangio. I'm shocked that Miami let him go. They had a lot of injuries out there. Bradley Chubb and, Jalen Ramsey. I'm shocked that they ended up letting Fangio go. But keep an eye on Harbaugh. I could definitely see him reaching out and bringing in one of his former guys. If you had the choice after moving up, Caleb, look, I know a lot of people are buying into the whole JD5 stuff right now, Rob. Shit, I love what he brings to the table. I'm taking Caleb. I'm taking Caleb. I'm taking Caleb Williams 10 times out of 10. Period. Salute to my brother Robert, man. Salute to .com, my dog. Yo, what's good with you, bro? We got a link. I feel like we're making moves to progress on the up. Do you think us picking experience over fan phase will do us justice with our GM? Yes. And I'm for Fields as well. Get well. Salute. .com. You need to hit me up, brother. We need to meet up. Shillmore is going to be taking over the draft in April in Detroit. And I know that's right up the street from you out there in Ohio. So hit me up. Pull up on us. We're definitely going to be out there deep. So pull up in Detroit with us, brother. Salute to my MidwestBrother.com. But I love it. I'm happy that we chose experience over non-experience. Intel, you guys know how much I like Drake May. Stu is in here trolling. He said Harbaugh to Purdue. Let me see. And that's what I was assuming in my head, doesn't it? He probably requested his release. He knows what's coming. I can see that. Did the Eagles already reach out? Damn. He's going to the Eagles that quick? Wow. Well, there you have it. I guess the Harbaugh theory is dead and gone. And I'm not mad at Vic Fangio. There's a lot of talent on the defensive side of the football out there in Philadelphia. They just played a lot of uninspired football at the end of the season. Something had to have happened in that locker room, you guys. Something massive had to have happened in that locker room because they were not fighting for each other at all at the end of the season. Salute to my guy, S. Dot. What do you think about Blake Foster, Notre Dame's running pass blocking in the draft for us on film? Who do you feel is stronger when it comes to the run game and tush push at center? Because Parham, or wait, at center, pause. Parham or Van Pran? That's interesting, bro. That's interesting. We'll break down a lot of that stuff. The offseason is here, S. Dot. That's a long question. But I'll say this. I like Van Pran. For those who have no idea who Van Pran is, the center out of Georgia, I think that he is going to be a potential all-pro talent at the center position in the NFL. But at this point, damn, man, in the run game, you know what? I'm going to give it to Van Pran. I'm going to give it to Van Pran. And you don't want to hear what I have to say about any Notre Dame talent because I'm a Notre Dame homer. So I'm biased as shit. But if we somehow, some way end up with Van Pran, dog, S. Dot, I would love that because then you can keep Parham at left guard and you have that 1-2 punch right there at center in left guard. I would love that. And Raiders 75, I love Cooper Beebe also. Me too, out of Kansas State, right? Love you, Stu, my brother. Salute to Vader. Appreciate you becoming a member, family. Means a lot to me, King. Thank you so much. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Salute to Daniel Cap, my guy. Just stepped in to say, I see you on SNY here in New York. Almost convinced the host to become a part of the nation. Keep it going, Graphk. Raiders. Salute to my dog, man. Salute to my dog, Cap. I appreciate you, brother. I love that, we're so deep. Raider Nation everywhere in New York and all that. Every time I end up on TV out there, I always get people hitting me up from the area saying, yo, it's so dope to see you up there, man. I appreciate you, Cap. That means the world to me, brother. Yeah, and Elite, I heard the same thing. I heard that A.J. Brown was definitely a major part of that collapse out there in Philly. Michael, if we move up in the draft and it's not for a quarterback, who do you assume it would be for? I want it for to be a quarterback, but the league moves weird sometimes. If we move in the draft and it's not, I don't want to move up in the draft if it's not a quarterback. I don't. Like you either move up for a quarterback or you stand pat. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tom Telesco's game, but he's taking best available player on the board. That's what he does. That is his thing. That's what he loves to do. Best player available. So if you're not trading up to get a quarterback, stand pat. Now, if you're in the middle rounds, and you want to move up and get a quarterback, or move up and do some things, I'm cool with that. But there's no way in hell you move up in this draft without a quarterback being the target. I'm sorry. Like, that would be unforgivable. I'm not moving up for a right tackle. I'm not moving up for a corner. I'm not doing any of that. Either you move up to get the quarterback or you stand pat and you take the best player available. Simple and plain. Salute to my guy, Q. As always, Jackson Power. Hey, that is my guy, too, out of Oregon. That's the 1-2 right there, Q. Him and Van Pran. Might be the Oregon bias, but look at the tape. He can do it all. Oh, I've seen the tape, Q. I'm a huge fan of Jackson Powers. And it was funny is a lot of people will have him as a mid-round guy. I don't. I think he'll be gone in the first 2 rounds. I think realistically he'll be a second-round pick, but someone may reach for him in the first, in the 20s somewhere. I can see it. But he's a very, very talented center. Definitely. Salute to my guy. Let me see. It's not going to be enough, Lurks. It's not going to be enough. You're going to have to give up way more than that because, last year people weren't looking at C.J. Stroud and Bryce as generational talent. Some of us were, C.J. Stroud, but most people weren't. People look at Caleb as a generational talent. Some people look at Drake May as a generational talent. A lot of people are now starting to see what Jaden Daniels does on the field, and they look at him as a generational talent. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. You're going to have to give up a lot more than that, and then probably a player or two. So, Lurks, I would do it, but one of those top 3 teams aren't going to do it. It is so hard to identify the quarterback position in the NFL. And for New England, the Commanders, and the Chicago Bears to potentially be able to do it 1, 2, 3, it's going to take a lot in order to move up to get them. Oh, Eddie, I agree. One of my top 3 running backs in this draft. Blake Corum is a stud. Benson out of Florida State, stud. Ray, my guy out of Kentucky, stud. But Blake Corum is definitely one of my favorite running backs in this draft. Oh, man. Salute to Rube and salute to the 1,300 almost people in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't hurt anybody. Wanted to shout out my little brother's YouTube, not Raiders content. iBogart TV, funny content, pranks, and interviews. Next up from Long Beach. Appreciate Raider Nation. Big things for this team this year. I will definitely, Rube. Hey, Rube, do me a favor. If you can, send me the link to my Instagram or my Twitter. I'll hit the subscribe button immediately, my brother. If you guys get a chance to, once the live is over, go over there, man, and support one of our own. Salute to you, Rube. I appreciate you in the $20 donation, family. I know, John. A lot of people talked about Helani as well. Definitely. This is a nice running back class. Content. Yeah, Vic Fangio went to Philly, man. That's a great come up for both of them. Let me see. It's not stupid. BB looks like a young, chunky, big Van Raider blocking like a wall, but doesn't have the bull rushing power versus any defensive tackle. Let me see. Oh, dog. That's another guy that we've talked about a little bit. Kyrie Jackson. I've took him in a few mock drafts as well. Punk. A few. Kyrie Jackson's a nice talent out of Oregon. Oregon has a very talented team. There's going to be a lot of talent leaving that team to go into this draft. There's a lot of talent. Offensive line, corners, quarterback. They had a lot of talent there. Want to get a lot of attention to Zinter. Yeah, guard from Michigan. And I pretty much took him in damn near every one of my mock drafts. Punk, every one of my mock drafts. Every one of them. I think he's going to have to sit the first year, his rookie year. You know what I'm saying? Because of the leg injury. But I would love to be able to pick up Zinter. That is my guy. I think he will be like the Andrew Voorhees of last year's draft, a guy that's going to have to red shirt his rookie year and then come back in and he'll be one of those ones. Let me see. Salute to Verbal. How are you going to give a GM credit for taking the best player available? I mean, anyone can do that. Hey, Verbal, you know how I can? Because everybody does it. How about that? Sometimes making the easiest decision seems like the hardest. I mean, was Alex Leatherwood, Verbal, the best talent on the board when we drafted him? Was Damon Arnett the best talent on the board? Anyone can do it, but not everybody does. Verbal, you got to think before you speak sometimes, King. I appreciate you on the $5 donation, but make it make sense. Just because it's not the most outlandish thing and his best player, bro, some people don't have the nuts to be able to just take the best player available. That's a talent in his own. Like, I mean, let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, that's a talent in his own. I mean, Verbal, I appreciate you, bro, and thank you for the donation, but dog, what? AD, do you think this draft is the draft to find Tay's future replacement? I know it's a deep wide receiver class, and I think it would be smart to find a mid-round wide receiver. No, I don't. His deal is still what? He still has like 3 more years on his deal. Me personally, I'm going to go find another receiver in the later rounds. It is a pretty deep wide receiver class. It's not stacked to the T where it's like there's so much top talent. Like there's Marvin Harrison Jr. and then there's everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I like Neighbors at LSU, and all that other stuff. But me personally, I like Keon Coleman as well. Salute to Florida State. Salute to my brother Paul. That is his client. But no, I don't think so. I don't. This is, you know what's funny, AD? This is a deep wide receiver class in the mid to later rounds. This is a deep free agency class when it comes to wide receivers. Very, very deep, like stacked. So, I mean, there's a ton of wide receivers that's going to be available in free agency this year. So, if you're going to try and replace the production that Devontae brings to the table, it's going to be very tough in this draft. You would, if you're trying to replace that production, you probably have to go get, which you're not going to, a Mike Evans, a Michael Pittman Jr. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few that there's a shit ton of wide receivers out there. Calvin Ridley, he didn't get a lot of reps. T. Higgins is going to get paid a massive amount of money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think this is the draft. You know what I'm saying? I think that we went and got Trey Tucker last year. He's going to be a very major part of this future. I think Jacoby is still young enough to be a major part of this team. I think next year there's going to be another stacked wide receiver class where you could potentially get a wide receiver a little earlier. But no, you're not going to find someone in this class to replace the production that Tay brings to the table. Salute to my guy, Seattle. As always, don't sleep on my Huskies in this draft. 3 wide receivers, quarterback, 2 O-linemen, a running back, and a few guys on defense. The biggest sleeper is Jabbar Muhammad. Good corner 2. Salute to my guy, Seattle. He is a huge, huge Huskies fan. He's always putting his bid in for his guys. Salute to my guy. For those who haven't seen it, Panthers to interviewed out there in Carolina to be their new head coach. Let me see. Appreciate everybody here in the building, man. You know what? I think I need to hurry up and set this next show up. Shit. You know what, you guys? Let me get this show together. The presser starts in 20 minutes. I will be back in about 20 minutes. Me and Hammer will be simulcasting the presser for our head coach and our new GM. And then we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about afterwards as well. So stick around, pull back up. We will be back live here in about 15, 20 minutes. Salute you guys. I got to get some information over to Hammer so we can set it up. But we will be right back here in a few minutes. Salute to the 1,400 people in the building. I would hate to leave, that many people here, but we'll be right back. Pull right back up. Let's watch this presser as a family together, and let's have a good time introducing our new head coach and our new GM, man. Salute you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. As always, see you in a minute. 1.
That's what I'm talking about.